As a fullback, you need to develop a trick, and mine was a step over. And I worked on it every day, and I did it in a game once at Old Trafford. I did a step over, I got to the byline, crossed it, and we nearly scored. And as I was running back, Butty, Bex, Keane, they were laughing their heads off, just laughing their heads off. And I could not understand for the life of me why they were laughing. I'd just done the best step over that this club's ever seen, and they're absolutely wetting themselves laughing. So the next time I get the ball, I threw in a double step over, and the crowd, you know, they were cheering, and I think they thought I was taking the mickey, but this is something that I was serious about and I'd worked on for 6 months, and I just produced it at Old Trafford against Southampton. So I turned round after the double step over, and Roy Keane looked at me and just said, "Stop effing about."
Now there's a good bit of self-effacing, self-deprecating humor. I also like that Roy Keane, you know, laughed once, but the second time he was like, "Stop fucking around." That's the other thing is, I just can't imagine actually having to, like, you know, whenever you play five-a-side and like one of your mates' dads is playing, you know, that sometimes used to happen when I was a kid. Like, you know, you just like, you'd be short on numbers and the dad would be there or whatever. That's kind of how I feel what Roy Keane was like. Just sort of screaming accountant taking out his terrible marriage on, you know, the kids around him. And again, not to belabor a point that I'm slowly realizing that I'm older than all these people, but he was probably only about 26. Like, yeah, that's like, if I like how much I, you know, shrivel with sort of disgust when we discuss your date of birth, and that's literally the same distance from me to you now as I have to these players in their prime, and it's kind of weird to look back at them in that period. I know that forever at 32 I will be older than every single one of these players in their prime. So because Roy, you look at a picture of Roy Keane when he's 25 and he looks 40. He looks eternally that sort of you know, he has the kind of the uncanny negligible senescence of evil, basically.